Hey, girlfriend, you know who you are. You have big, big dreams. You want to write a book, stand on a TED Talk stage, be a life coach offering wisdom from your RV in Montana, a cafe in Barcelona, or a beach chair in Tulum. Your other girlfriends and your family, they don't always get your biz savvy. Why do you want to leave your JOB? Because you're a C.A.T.S, aka coach, author, thought leader, and speaker. Meet other change makers like yourself and find out how they make it happen. This is the Big Meow podcast.
Hi, everyone. It's Kristen, and I'm here with Aline Hanle. Hi, Aline.
Good morning. Hello. Hi, Kristen. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. So I'm so intrigued. What is a soul strategist?
That's a good question, right? Well, a soul strategist is a coach that is capable of tuning into the soul lifestyle, soul-led lifestyle, and find practical ways to actually create framework and exercises and tool to embody it so that your life is led by your soul and not by your ego conscious mind. So the idea is, in order for us to live our extraordinary life, we have to go plug into our soul passion lifestyle. And for that, I help people just go back to the source and then find their own individualized, personalized way to build their own strategy to make it happen.
Aline, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yes, there is.
So I'm so curious about this. So do you use your intuition? Like, how do you know what that soul inspired life is?
Okay, so the idea is not for me to actually tell people what their soul inspired life is to remind people that it's already there, and we just need to tune into it. And all of the frameworks and the exercises, the strategies that I've created for myself for the past 20 years, they are allowing for every single one of my students or clients to actually reveal what already exists within themselves, but that they cannot access through their conscious mind. They have to tune into their heart. So there is some self-love, reopening the heart to actually really reconnect with where is the CEO of our life, not the wannabe CEO, but the real CEO of our life, that is the soul. So it's almost, I keep redirecting the eyes where the eyes needs to go, but the clients and the students needs to look there and actually really act on it from that place. So that's the intuition part is definitely important because it's all intuitive strategy based. And so I tune into what I feel, and that helps them. But it is not for me to tell them because I don't know what is true for them. I just know that there is a truth to them that exists and that they can tap into it. And that is very logical because the universe works for all of us the same way, and relearning the mechanics of how we are functioning at the source. It's like a car. Learning the mechanic of a car, you can drive any kind of car, more or less. You're going to learn how to fix it if it's broken, or if you want to improve it. And that's literally the same thing. There's an anatomy to the universe, and we're learning the universal principle through which we can systematically go back to source. That makes sense?
Absolutely. And I love what you're saying, because I think that so many of us, we're not living our soul inspired life. We're living some other projected expectation, or we've taken on these roles like, we have to be the good daughter, the good mother, the good wife, the good executive, all these things. And I feel like, those are the well-traveled paths. And I feel like when you want to embrace that soul inspired life, you may actually go, I don't want to sound like Star Wars, but go where no woman has gone before.
That's right? So true. So true. It's really the uncharted territory. That's how I call it, the uncharted territory of our life. And yes, it's and knowing that there are ways and practical ways and guidance and support out there, that makes it a lot more fun and effortless, which is what I offer. Yeah.
I have a question about this because I am also very intuitive, and I always kind of go my own path. There's a lot of unique things. Even this whole C.A.T.S thing that we're doing is something that's unique. But sometimes I feel like when you're living that soul inspired life, like it just takes longer to get there.
And that, you know, it appears that it's true that it takes longer because we have been taught that there should be a way that is shorter. There should be a direct way. And to me, it's like because I am always at the right place, right time, doing the right thing, being the right one. Wherever
I've heard that, but I'm kind of impatient. So I want it much faster than that.
Yeah, and to me, this is the same. Like when I have clients who share that with me, you know, I always look at it as what we are, because of your probably your sensitivity, you are feeling into the power you are capable of accessing to. And I always look at it as the analogy of you feel the plane, the 737 that is flying, but right now your airport only can handle little Cessna. And so in order for you to actually be able to welcome your what you're feeling like, oh yes, we can just have this big airplane landing, and first you need to build your airport. You need to expand your airport. And the time that it feels like, I wish that it would be faster, it's because it is the time, the space to redirect to something must be needed in the airport in order for me to allow this plane to land safely, with fun, because power without the wisdom, which is the airport, it can be dangerous. And to me, the fact that, you know, it's like, why is it not here, although I feel it's here? Well, if it was here, ready to be like embodied, like literally incarnated, it would be. So therefore, I am invited to actually look back at what's missing in my airport. Like, where is it that I can fine tune something to ensure that when power comes, it's fun. It's not going to fire back in my face because I have forgotten the bathrooms in my airport or something like this. That makes sense?
Yeah, that's really interesting. So some of it's a little bit about our capacity and where we're at in our lives, and just also cultivating all the different pieces. I mean, I do think so many of us, we want to jump ahead, right? You know, and it's funny because for myself, you know, I'm definitely a futurist, just in my intuitive nature. Like I see things in the future. And you know, I actually was doing podcasting in 2008. I had a show called Reporting Live from the Universe. And I had all these subscribers and I did all this stuff with podcasting. And I was like, this isn't going anywhere. And so then I quit it. And then, you know, 10 years later, podcasting becomes huge. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going back to that. And I think sometimes even we have these original ideas or these original inclinations that, you know, we need to nurture them longer. You know, mm-hmm. I think that what you're saying is so important because, you know, we're building this beautiful mosaic of our lives, and how do we assemble all the different pieces? And I do think your point about joy is so important. What is your philosophy? Do you have a personal philosophy?
Well, I always tend to go back to the basics. For me, I have literally 5 big, I would say, roots that nurture the life that I've created, which I totally perceive it as extraordinary. And so to me, it's one of the one that I just said, like I am always, because life is extraordinary in the now. I'm always at the right place, right time, doing the right thing and being the right one. There is always, like the second one is, I can only see what I am prepared to see. So if I am prepared to see the extraordinary, I'm going to be only looking for it. This is what I'm going to look, therefore that's what I'm going to see. And that preparation is what we were mentioning, like that's at that airport. Like, what is the extraordinary for me? What does it mean to me? How does it look like? How does it feel like? How does it taste like? And it's what we are experiencing on a daily basis in our ordinary that actually reveals it and its essence. And then I have another one part, like big part, is say yes and show up and keep showing up until you see it. And so that's when the power and the capacity comes together, when the airport is opening for the bigger airplane. And then there is another one, and that is more on my coaching part, I would say, is that you can only share what you know you have, what you know, and only know what you have experienced. So it really is about everything that I will be teaching, sharing, guiding, it is because it is an experience that I have done myself. It's not something in a book. It's not, I just read somebody else's book. It makes sense to me. I can teach it. It is, what is it that is true for me that I can literally guide another through it, because it is so real. It's so true for me. That makes sense, right?
Absolutely. And I write about that in my book, Voice, how to share your message, your products, and your business with the world. And that each one of us has a fingerprint expertise, which is that intersection of our own life experience, and then the wisdom and the intuition and, the inspiration that we have then extracted from that and then put out into the world. So I absolutely agree and love what you're talking about. So what's next for you?
Well, what's next is I just about 3 months ago, hired a company to help me rebrand everything and scale in globally. So we are a third of the rebranding and the rescaling done. I just got out of a 4-day weekend with the whole team in Vermont. It was fascinating, with a group of 20 women, just all soul-led entrepreneurs. It was beautiful. And so taking over the world with love, that's the next level.
I love that. Taking over the world with love. Aline,
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on the Big Meow.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Kristen. You take good care of you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Big Meow podcast, sponsored by C.A.T.S Network. If you liked what you heard, please take a moment to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. You can also join our network filled with positivity and possibility. Visit www.catsnetworking.com to join us and learn more, together with your magical, motivated, and mystical new friends at C.A.T.S Network. Let's transform 1 million lives with your message. Are you feeling isolated, sitting at home in your PJs? Or perhaps you're tired of the comfy sweatpants with holes in them that are hidden just below the camera? I mean, you could puke at the thought of another day of Zoom meetings and reporting to your BOSS. Do you want freedom from your home office desk or the office cubicle? Do you want freedom from your current career? Or are you frustrated that your online biz dreams are going nowhere? It's all too overwhelming. Where do you start? All the tech, the choices, and your message. Yep, I said your message, your brand, your voice. What is it? Do you even know what that means? Do you need a biz coach but don't want to invest the big bucks? Let's face it, being a solopreneur is lonely, but you don't have to do it alone. And here's a solution. Join C.A.T.S Network. C.A.T.S Network is a woman-only membership community exclusively available to you, the life coach or executive coach, the author, the thought leader, or the public speaker. If you identify with this list or want to work on adding some of these to your skill set, C.A.T.S is the place for you. Check us out at www.catsnetworking.com. That's C.A.T.S networking.com. Because let's face it, cats are better together.